210. We are live.
Hi, YouTube.
Welcome.
I need to. We have not synced audio yet.
No,
right?
not yet. No, that was just the YouTubes. We can do that whenever we're ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 54 of South Dakota Gamer Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Viss. Joining me, as always, Joshua Owens. I live in a closet.
Every time people see me, I'm in a closet these days. And I'm eating edible styrofoam. Okay.
We're just going to leave that as is. No more explanation.
I'm not going to explain it.
Nope. And also joining us this week in a van out in California, yay, David.
Yeah.
Man. Are you in California?
Yes, I'm in. My outline says episode 53.
Oh, that's a misprint. So does mine. It is. No, wait. It is 53.
It is 53 because the last one was a year of episodes.
Good catch. Good catch. So joining us, as always, I'm Chad with episode number 53 for February 15th. 16th. I'm all messed up. Oh, jeez. It's the 16th of February. This is episode 53. Deal with it. Okay, here we are. Go. Intro, Josh. Begin.
We made it.
Begin.
Okay, so I think I mentioned last week that I picked up a PSP. And so I've been playing some PSP games, mainly Final Fantasy Tactics, Need for Speed Carbon Own the City, which is a decent racing game. Not great, but decent. Final Fantasy Tactics on the PSP is actually Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. Story slightly different, still great gameplay. And I was, just before the podcast, I was playing a game called Tokobots, which is very, I don't know if it's Japanese or what, but it's very Asian. So I was playing those, and then I was also playing, obviously, some Rocket League. I played a little bit of Bastion, which is a great game. I don't know if either one of you guys have experienced that, but it's like a top-down RPG. You need the world forms and walk, kind of. So, like, the ground forms as you walk. And then there's a very real chance that you will fall off of the edge. What else? A little bit more of The Witness. Real progress since the last time I played. Just more exploring and seeing more of the island. I'm a little bit stuck right now. So I'm looking for an area that I can go to that I'll understand. And then hopefully, like, as I'm doing that stuff, I'll understand more of the other stuff, because apparently that's how the game works. I still haven't gotten to the point of, like, cutting out and things like that. I'm still not to that point yet, so... but when I get there, I'll record that for posterity. I think that's about it. I just, right before the podcast, I downloaded Nom Nom Galaxy.
That one's a free one.
Oh, yep, that was a free one. That's not it. I finished The Unfinished Swan. That sounds funny to say. Last night. Yeah. I was playing it, and like I had forgotten to mention that I was playing it before, and so I sat down and played a little bit more of it last night. I didn't think that I was going to finish it last night. It ends kind of abruptly. Yeah. I know you said you played it, Chad. That's a cool game. Like, when I first started playing it, I was like, this is really cool, and then like I got like 20 minutes in, and I was like, if this is all this is, the whole game, I'm going to get real tired of this real fast. And then it changed, and that's not what it is the entire game. So... Yeah. It's really cool. Like, you're painting for a while, and then for a while you're like watering a vine, so it like follows you and you can climb on it. And at other places you're building blocks with paint. It's cool, man. It's like, it's just enough puzzle, but just enough like unique art and story. It's a great mix, and it's like, it's a short little game. It was cheap when I got it. I think it's worth the investment. I think it was like $4 or $5 when I got it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a really good game. It's a lot of fun, and like it's even a little bit creepy at times.
Yeah.
Which was cool, and it's got some replay value. Like you can go back and get things. You can buy toys. Like you find balloons that you release while you're playing, and then you can spend that on what they call toys. It's like different ways to shoot your paint or different things that you can do like in the game and stuff like that. So I'll probably go back and play some more of that. It doesn't have a platinum, which
really?
I was sad to see. Yeah, it's got trophies, but not a platinum. So,
yeah.
So I finished
How many
that last night.
platinums do you have? How many? Do you have any?
I only have 2 at the moment.
I don't have any.
But since my first, I have gotten the fever. So the first one that I ever got, I didn't even know it was going to do this, but the first one, I wanted my first one to be Rocket League. And I was well on my way to that, and then I finished Tales from the Borderlands, and that has a platinum just for finishing the game.
Right.
So I finished that and got a platinum, and then just a couple weeks ago, I got Rocket League's platinum. Cool. So I have 2 now, and so yeah, like now I've got the fever. So now, like when I look at games, I'm like, oh, it's got a platinum, okay. And then I look at the trophy list, and I'm like, nah, screw that. I'm not gonna be able to do that.
That's funny.
Yeah, like some of them, like there's a silver trophy in like Unfinished Swan has insane trophies. Like there's one where you have to play an entire level with paint. Only shooting 3 or less paint.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyway, so it's crazy, but yeah, I've become a little bit of a trophy hunter lately.
That's cool.
Yeah, I almost totally forgot that I finished that game, but it was really good. I liked it.
Neat. All right, Dave. What you been playing on your road trip?
On my road trip, I haven't been playing anything. I don't have any.
No mobile games?
Games. No. I kind of started playing this mobile game called Merged or something. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't consider it being played. Last week before I left, I played a little bit of Unwrapped. I think we were in park while I was trying some of it. We were waiting on something. I can't remember. Because your download would never finish. That's what we were waiting on, and so you never played like the whole time.
Yeah, it's great.
And then played a little bit of Diablo 3 with you.
That was fun.
Which was fun. That's always fun. I purchased Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year edition, which was on sale for like $14 for Xbox One, and I was loving playing that game again. That was a really good game, and especially a Lord of the Rings fan, and you like all that jazz. That's probably one of the best Lord of the Rings video games that you can buy. So I played that. I didn't finish it. The main thing I played was I actually finished the story of Fallout 4.
Oh, wow. Did you love it?
Yeah, it was good. I don't know how long of a pause that was. I just waited like 5 minutes, it seemed like.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I strangely, I kind of lost my interest in Fallout 4. I was a long time. I really enjoyed it when I did play it, but I kind of got taken away from what really did it. Probably different games that came out, and for some, it didn't. It did not hold my attention. Metal Gear Solid 5 did overall. For the length of time I played it. I played through it to finish the story, really. Not like, I don't want to play this, but I did the story.
Yeah.
But I played through it in the story, and I don't see me playing anymore. I mean, it has replay value, but not for me. I don't see me playing it anymore now that I've completed the main story. And I wasn't really... The story had you make some hard decisions without going into any spoilers. I wasn't happy with the decisions I was giving. But that's just the way the story. That's the way this. I mean, you either like the story or you don't. This is a story at all. But it's still a great game and changed a lot of things and made a lot of things better. I really did when I was playing it and I was really into it. And obviously, as you can go back and listen to episode talked about it, I really enjoyed playing it. Looking back now in hindsight, because I think there was an episode where I gave the edge over Metal Gear, and I recant that now.
Wow.
In my book.
Interesting. Do you think you'll go back to the DLC? Or for it?
Say that again for me. What's that?
Do you think you'll go back for DLC?
Do we know what the DLC is?
Well, it's one of the news stories. They haven't given a specific on what it is, but they've raised the price on the season pass by $20, so there's going to be a bunch.
But you can still get it for $30 now.
Yeah.
If they're adding another, like, I mean, so it's 30 and they're going to add another $20. So they're going to make it basically the price of another game.
They're saying it's another game's worth of content.
So it's going to be like a New Vegas to Fallout 3?
It's hard to say exactly, but
I imagine more like all the DLC was to Fallout 3. Because there was a lot of DLC for Fallout 3, and all combined, it was basically like playing a whole other game.
Yeah, but is it a whole other story, or is it just a bunch of side stories that
usually it's one story. Like it'll set up a new area. You'll go into that area, and it's a whole storyline that you play through. But it's contained.
I can see myself if it has that. But I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I might end up not doing it because not want to buy the season pass, and then it goes up and up. And then I may certainly not want to. It just depends. I have to see. But I mean, and I'm after playing the Division beta and then gameplay for like a bunch of other stuff that's coming out next year. Rocket League just hit
now. It's live right now.
It's live
for Xbox One.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. I played a little bit of Just Cause 3 too. It's like, gosh, load screens are incredibly insane. Mindless fun.
Yeah. All right. For me, I put down Black Ops, but I didn't play with you guys. There's a double XP this weekend. So I was able to play a little bit, I think Sunday afternoon for a little while. Played some of that. As Dave mentioned, we played Diablo 3 together, which, I played that game when it came out on consoles back, 2 years ago maybe. Played through that with Dave and my brother. My brother and I ended up finishing it, and going back to it. That game has just got such an addicting game loop of loot, leveling up your character, the abilities that you get. It's just they've got the formula for awesome gameplay and addicting fun. Even 2 years later, it's a ton of fun to play. Speaking of Diablo and Blizzard, who makes Diablo, Dave, why don't you tell, if you can, you've got a cousin that works for Blizzard?
Technically he's a cousin. He's the husband of a second cousin of mother's side who has worked for Blizzard for like 20 years. And he's taken some of my family. I'm able to be a part of it, but he's taken some of my family tour of Blizzard. And my family, they all play StarCraft, and so they are big Blizzard guys. Some of them played Warcraft. Some of them played something else. I can't remember, but they went in there and they're like, "Yeah, it's like the coolest place to work ever."
So are you getting a tour?
The point I do not know yet if I'm getting a tour. If I do, I will definitely some pictures and some video that will be because that will be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Also, have out here every they have a BlizzCon out here.
Yeah, that's right.
Own thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool to go to also.
Went to when they came out here and visited.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I just thought I'd give you a
Pretty
shout out.
crazy.
Yeah, that's neat. And then I also played Unravel, like Dave mentioned. I played Unravel. That's a little yarn man, a nice little yarn boy, little red yarn person that you play through.
I'm interested to hear what you think of this because I've heard a few people talk about this game.
Yeah, it's been out a week now, so it came out the day. Did it come out the day after we did the podcast last week? So we knew it was coming. We hadn't had a chance to play it. I played through it. I think it took me 6 hours to get through the whole thing. It's basically a platformer where you're this little red yarn man, and you go through different areas of the. I think it's Sweden is where this guy is from, so that's kind of where the aesthetic is. It looks fantastic. You basically kind of picture Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right? So the grass is big, and you run across some crabs, and they're huge, and they'll chop you in half with their little claws and stuff. So the perspective is you're a little guy going through these big environments, and it looks fantastic. The backgrounds look great. The graphics look really, really good. The platforming's all right. It's not awesome. He is a little frustrating sometimes to move and like hang off ledges and such. But basically, as you're walking through the level, you unravel. So you leave yarn behind you, a path of yarn, and the further and further you go, the skinnier and more gaunt you become. And you have to find little spools of thread, which are just attached to a nail throughout the level that beefs you up again, gets your yarn back. But you use the yarn, and you can use like a lasso, and you can hook it on certain things, and you can swing across gaps, or you can climb up to higher points. There's even one point where you lasso it to a kite, and you have to take the kite and glide it across the treetops and not hit branches, and you literally kind of by tugging or pulling yourself closer can adjust the height of the flag. It's okay. I don't know how else to really... Okay, another thing I guess to put through it is that you're going through memories of this old lady. At the very beginning, this old lady's sitting there looking at some pictures, and you can tell she's getting kind of nostalgic. She picks up this yarn basket and starts heading up the stairs, and this red ball of yarn falls out, and that's where you come in. And you start on the kitchen table of the house, and there's a picture book there. But all the pictures are kind of faded. There's nothing there. It looks like there's words supposed to be written, but like water has kind of faded it away, and there's really nothing there of value. So you go to these pictures in the house, and they're memories of these people, like all the time we went to the beach, or the time we went to the woods, the time we went, whatever. And you go into these pictures, and that's where the level is, and you get to the very end of the level, and there's a little like yarn pin, like a flower or a heart or something like that. And when you pick that up, you bring it back to the picture book, you put it on the front of the picture book, and then those pictures from those memories are now in the book. And you can go through, and they look like real pictures to me. You can go through the memories and kind of see the times that they had. So, you read like a paragraph or a sentence or two of their experience at the beach or in the woods or whatever, and things that they did. So it's not an awesome platformer, like I said, but it's fun. It looks great, and it kind of has some emotional pull there too. That kind of gets you invested a little bit. At one point, you're at like a junkyard, and you got to survive a car compacting machine. That one, I don't know, Dave, did you get past that part? It took me a while to figure that part out. California's a long way away, so there's a delay.
Yeah, taking it a while to get there.
That's okay. But anyway, so it's good. I mean, would I recommend paying $20 for it? Would I want to pay $20 for it again? I probably wouldn't pay $20 for it. Maybe 10. It was fun though. There's collectibles. Will I go back and look for them? Probably not. I probably won't go back and look for them.
Did you play that? Did you play that on Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox. Yeah, on
okay.
Xbox. Yep.
I was going to ask if that one had a.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure if it does or not. There's one. I could see, because the achievements and trophies are the same. I could see a couple of them being kind of difficult. To be honest with you. But
yeah.
So I did that, and then today I played a little Disney Infinity 3.0 with my boy, and then I also played. I started Firewatch, like the very beginning point where you get to your tower for the very first time, maybe 10 minutes in. That's all the further I got. But they keep this part out, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but the very beginning of this game, you don't expect it looking and everything they told you, but man, there's some deep emotional reasons and beginnings to this game. Big time, deep emotional investment.
The one thing that I've heard people say about this, and I haven't played it yet, but the one thing I've heard people say is, like, even people that don't get emotional about video games, which is usually me, they're like, this got me a little bit. Like, even people that don't get emotional about stuff said, this game got me a little bit.
It starts off not in a way you really expect. It looks like an adventure game in the first person, which it is, but there's choices you have to make at the beginning, and you're making choices here and there, and it could get to you.
Again, without spoiling it, what I heard, like, if I'm understanding what you're saying, it's like choices about who your character is and like your character's motivation and like circumstances surrounding your character's story
to a degree
that inform like things that you do later on in the game.
I haven't gotten that far, so I assume they'll affect you later, but
okay.
it affects your choices you made that lead you to being in this fire park and rec place. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to play. I've heard that you can get through it in about 4 hours, but
yeah,
I'm looking forward to playing through that there. So
seems cool.
Yeah, so those are the games that we have played this week. We're going to move right into the new releases. For most of these are on February 16th, which is today of the recording. So most of these, by the time you listen, will be available for you to get. There are a couple towards the end here that are either on Thursday or Friday. But I'm going to run through them real quick if you guys don't mind. First of all, we got The Escapists. The Walking Dead is coming to the PS4. We've heard Dave talk about this game pretty extensively a few weeks back, and then the Walking Dead version of that will now be available on the PlayStation. Is that still on your wish list there, Josh?
Still on my wish list.
Still on the wish list. So.
Yep.
All right, and then also we have a game called Layers of Fear coming to the PS4. I guess it released earlier this last week or whatever on the Xbox One.
Already on Xbox.
Yeah, so this game looks interesting. It's another horror type game.
I'm excited to play it.
Yeah, you're like an artist, and things change in the world, like things move around, and you kind of losing your mind. It looks interesting.
Yeah.
You'll have to stream that if you do that.
Somebody was saying it like, I mean, we talked about it before, but like it's like PT.
Yeah.
But it also kind of reminded me, like, everything that I've seen of it kind of reminds me of Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Okay.
As well. So maybe like a mashup between those two. It looks really good though.
Yep.
But
next,
yeah, I'll stream it if I play it.
Yeah.
For sure.
We have a fighting game on the PS4. The name of it is Mitsurugi Kamui Hikai.
Sure.
Totally messed that up. So that's fighting game with PS4. Also, our next on the 3DS, we have Project X Zone 2, which is a strategy game. We also have Rainbow Moon for the PS4, which is a top-down tactical strategy game. Kind of looks like a Diablo-esque, but it's more strategy. The big one this week, Street Fighter V, a PlayStation 4 exclusive game, is out today.
It's already getting tons of crap.
Yes, I hear there's like at most 60 minutes of story, and
yeah, like the online apparently is having a lot of trouble. Like there's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of issues. Good job, PlayStation. You got it. Way to go with your
Woo!
exclusives.
Good for us.
One game, the next game on the list actually got delayed. That's Tron Run / Tron Runner. It's an endless runner game for the Xbox One, PS4, PC, based in the Tron universe. I saw a link today that got delayed another couple weeks. So if you're looking forward to that, you're going to have to wait a little longer. Californium, which is an actual element on the periodic table, is out for PC and Mac. It's a first-person exploration game where the realities shift on you. It looked interesting. It's kind of stylized art. It looks a little bit like Firewatch. Very colorful, cartoonish kind of look, but you can actually travel through time the way it appears. So that's a PC game. Cities Skylines, which I know is a big game on the PC, is getting an expansion, Snowfall expansion, on the 18th. Fire Emblem Fates, Conquest and Birthright. This is a big one for the 3DS. Those both come out on February 19th, as Nintendo does most releases on Fridays. You getting one of those?
I have Fire Emblem Awakening,
Okay.
and I played pretty far into it, so I'm interested. I'm very interested in this game. I don't know for sure if I'll get it. Well, I'll probably get it. I don't know if I'll get it now.
Sure.
But I'm very interested. Fire Emblem Awakening is
For good things.
It's almost, to me, like there would be people that would say this is completely wrong. It's almost as good to me as Final Fantasy Tactics. Like,
Sure.
Final Fantasy Tactics is one of my favorite strategy RPGs ever, and Fire Emblem Awakening is very reminiscent of that style. It's a little bit different. Like, it layers in some of the Final Fantasy instance fighting, where you're still choosing your actions, but then you can press a button during the action to affect something else and different things. So it's got some of that into it. Like, it's a very good game, and if this one is anything like that, it seems like it'd be awesome. So cool. I'm very interested.
And this one has two games, one for each. There's two families, one for each side. So you can play the Conquest game, or you can play what's the other one, Birthright, and you get a completely different story depending on which one you play, even though the stories are in the same world. So it's interesting. And then finally, that I have written down is Wonder Shot for the Xbox One and PC, which is a top-down party game, also coming out on the 19th. So those are the games you can go spend your money on today or later this week.
Yeah.
Moving right along, we've got the news.
News.
I don't know why I did that.
I don't know. That's how it's spelled, though.
It is. All right, number one, big deal for Xbox One fans.
I'm a little irked at this. I'll let you say your piece, and then I'll say my piece.
Oh, I want to hear this. Rocket League is coming to Xbox One today. It's supposed to come out the 17th. Their Rocket League's official Twitter put out a tweet moments ago saying that it is currently available. Go download it. It is ready to go. I know our friend and guy that was on the show a couple weeks ago, Tyler, has, I don't know if he left work early, but I know the minute he got home, he booted it up, and he'll probably be playing it till 3 in the morning.
Yeah, he's sent me pictures, and he's already at it.
He's really, really excited about it. So all the DLC is there, and then also you get a Gears of War car and a Halo car. However, the Back to the Future DLC, you still had to buy. That was still $2 to buy that. So, yeah, that's a big deal. I loved it on the PlayStation 4. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to playing it on the Xbox One. I'll probably play it more. I mean, fair or not fair, good or not good, I'll probably play it more than I did before. So, what's your beef?
I'm excited that it's coming to Xbox. I'm excited that it's getting that exposure now. They're going to make another $50 million easy on Xbox. The thing I'm irked about is that us PlayStation people and PC people still have to pay for the DLC. Xbox is getting all of the DLC other than the specialty DeLorean or whatever.
Right.
And we still have to pay for that. They're still charging for that on the PlayStation Store.
If you had to buy it, if you didn't have it yet, you'd have to go pay $5. Is that what it is?
The DLC?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any of the DLC.
I
have the main game. That's what I'm saying. That reminds me of when cell phone companies, it's the complaint about cell phone companies. They'll bend over backwards to get new customers, and then they'll treat their current customers like crap. That seems like kind of a shady move to me. I like the game. Psyonix is a great company, but they didn't have to do that, and if they were going to do that for Xbox, they should have done it for PlayStation 2.
That's interesting. Although, well, you didn't, but a lot of people got their Rocket League for free on the PlayStation, like me.
I'm sure they did, but that was their choice to make it a PlayStation Plus.
It was, and they got money for that. Sony did. I will pay them money for that. So, anyway, so that's that. I know tonight for sure. That's most likely going to replace Call of Duty night.
That's
Call of Duty's taking a back seat to Rocket League at least this week.
That's what I heard.
So I don't really know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm excited for it, but maybe it's because I've played it a little bit more than.
Have you played since Season 2 launched?
No, I have not.
It's cool. It will take some getting used to. I swear I'm not crazy, and I've seen like murmurings of this elsewhere, but like I feel like even the control of your car has changed a little bit. It seems a little more like fast and like chaotic.
Because it wasn't fast and chaotic enough.
Yeah. So that may be just my imagination. I feel like it's not. I feel like I had to get used to controlling my car again a little bit. But the ranking is completely different. So they'll like when you jump in, instead of like gaining ranked points like up or down after a ranked match, you have to play a certain number of matches and like show a consistent skill level across those matches before it will throw you into a category or a ranking.
Okay.
And then it takes a lot more losses to get you kicked down from that category. So
That's
like
nice.
when you have like a fluke 3 or 4 games where you're just not doing well or your teammates aren't doing well or something, and you're losing, like before you would lose a ton of ranked points and you'd go down like a rank or two, depending on how much you lost. Now it's set up. It seems like a little bit more fairly. So I haven't gotten myself ranked yet because I haven't played enough. It's really cool though, like the new courses and stuff like that, whatever you call them, fields, courses, tracks, whatever. They're really fun, like the Rocket Labs stuff. And now the Wasteland is in competitive play.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to playing it.
Speaking of, like, I'll just throw it in since we're talking about Rocket League. Psyonix, some people on, I think, PC were deleting the Wasteland files from their game folder so that they wouldn't get it in competitive play. And Psyonix, like, put the crackdown on that quick. Like, they found out people were doing that. And I don't know, I don't remember exactly what they did. I read the article super briefly, but, like, they were, like, banning them or, like, they did something. Like, they brought the hammer down pretty quick. Which is cool. Like, Psyonix seems like they're on it. Like, when it comes to player interaction and all that stuff. Like, now you can upload entire chat logs from a game to report people if they're being inappropriate.
Wow.
Yeah, like, it really seems like they care. Like, they care about keeping a good community around this game, which is smart to me. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, that's the big one. But there are other things. We got quite a few items here for the news, but we'll burn through them fairly quickly. Next, Knack 2, maybe a thing.
Maybe?
There's a rumor on NeoGAF that Knack 2 is in development.
If NeoGAF said it,
it must be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Knack 1 didn't do that great, but it was a launch game. So they obviously sold enough to make another one, and supposedly there's another one in development, which will probably do poorly. I never played Knack 1.
The people that do like that game really like that game, though.
Sure.
And then everybody else
hates it. It might still be on the flash sale. It was like $8, so I thought about it for half a second. And the next one I missed from last week, I don't know how I missed this, but the Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens was announced and is going to be released in June. And it will obviously take the movie, but then also give some backstory to fill in the blanks for some of the movie stuff, like
including one of the most burning questions.
Yep, go ahead.
How C-3PO got his red arm?
Because we're all wondering about that.
Which
we didn't recognize him.
I thought that somebody had already said that was answered in the comics as well.
Well, he does have a one-shot coming out here real soon, and supposedly some of that's in there too. But now you'll be able to play it because not everyone reads comics. I don't know.
Yeah.
So no,
I know that's the question everybody's asking.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But looks like we may have lost Dave.
He was having a hard time hearing us for a while. This.
Here.
Oh, he is. Okay, good.
Oh yeah, there he is. This Lego game maybe
because I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
This game may be the one that gets me to buy a Lego game after.
I can't believe you have you never played even a Lego game?
I have. The last one I bought was Lego Avengers.
Marvel. The most recent one or the one?
No, the one a while back.
Marvel.
It was like for DS or 3DS or something like that. It was kind of dumb. Didn't really enjoy it a whole lot. Like, I know they're geared to a much younger audience than I.
Well, maybe. I guess. I like them.
It was cool. The visuals were cool. Gameplay was fun. It was just super, super easy.
Huh.
And I just didn't enjoy it that much.
Well,
but
part of that's going to be because you played it on the 3DS, to be honest with you.
I would assume so. But this looks like it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So.
Although I'm not going to have a Wii U when this comes out, so if they make a 3DS version, that's probably going to be the only way I'll play it.
Why wouldn't you play it on your PlayStation?
Wait, is it coming to PlayStation?
Dude, it's coming to everything. Yes, it comes to PlayStation.
Oh, heck yeah. All right, I'll play it on PlayStation.
So did Marvel Superheroes, the one you played?
Yeah, they typically come to every...
Yeah.
Oh, see, for some reason, I'm an idiot then. For some reason, I was assuming that it was like Nintendo stuff.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll play it on PlayStation then.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, right on.
All right, number next, Destiny. That game from Bungie. That game. They announced this week that Destiny will be getting a big expansion later this year, 2016, and then an actual sequel, aka Destiny 2 or Destiny insert subtitle here in 2017. So, they did the Taken King last year, and then they did a couple other, The Dark Below, and another one last year. They haven't done anything since the Taken King, and they're just going to do kind of little free things here and there, and then one real big one here at the end of 2016 or fall, I would assume, and then a big number 2, Destiny number 2 for next year, 2017.
They're going to do a big number 2.
A big old number 2. Plop, plop.
To this point, Mass Effect Andromeda lead writer Chris Schlurf announced that he was leaving BioWare and joining Bungie to work on Destiny.
Yep, so most likely working on writing the story for 2, which hopefully is a little bit better than the first.
Right. I guess actually that was yesterday he confirmed that, but just an interesting tidbit. It sounds like for the most part Andromeda was pretty much finished.
Even still, BioWare has been losing some pretty high rankings.
This is the third
one, yeah.
Yeah.
So scary. I love Mass Effect.
Yeah, but it sounds like Mass Effect Andromeda was pretty much finished by the time, like, he's saying that he's leaving. So shouldn't affect that game at all. But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Did you give that stat?
Oh no. Yeah,
that's really interesting to me. Over 3 billion hours logged by players.
3
billion.
That's a lot.
And
man.
Over 1,000 of that was what's his face?
Oh, Ryland. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryland.
Who knows how many it is now? It's been a few months since we talked to him.
That's insane.
Yeah, people like that game.
They did something right.
Telltale, the Walking Dead, Tales from the Borderlands, like you mentioned earlier, game maker, is releasing a 3-part Walking Dead miniseries next Tuesday for $15. We know they're doing a Michonne Walking Dead game. That is not that. Michonne one is going to be released late March, early April. But they're doing another 3-part miniseries on the February 23rd for $15. Kind of like, I'm trying to think, was it after season 1 or season 2? I think it was after season 1, wasn't it? Where they did that kind of spin-off thing where you had to go get like 5 survivors and bring them back.
Yeah.
Something. It seems like it's something similar to that. So that's a thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished season 1. And I don't have it anymore. I have season 2 sitting on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
From when it was free, like a few months back.
Right.
So I need to get back into it. I like those games.
Yeah, they're good. Moving along, Doom, which we announced last week, was coming out in May. Today or this week, they announced or said that the campaign will be about 13 hours long, which is pretty beefy for a shooter campaign.
I was going to say, that's more robust than I thought it was going to be. Like, even Call of Duty campaigns are around 6 hours.
Yeah, about.
Yeah.
So, that's cool. Moving on with shooters, Battalion 1944, which I brought up in the Kickstarter last week. This couple days ago, they hit 200% of the goal that they had. There's about just a little over 2 weeks left for them. So they're obviously in process to making that game. That's the World War II game with no perks, no kill streaks, none of that stuff. Just you and your gun and your skills in World War II. They are currently going on that, but they have 200% of their goal and still moving along. I have yet to give them anything, but I am debating doing that before it's over.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm still planning on hitting up their Kickstarter before it ends. I definitely want to play this game.
Yeah. I'll probably give them the $30 or whatever gets you a code for the console version.
Yeah.
All right. This is speculation on my part, but we obviously know there's no Assassin's Creed for this year. I think we talked about that before. We thought maybe there'd be a Watch Dogs this year because of that. And then on their earnings call, they said Watch Dogs is not going to be out till early 2017. So my guess or my speculation that I kind of want to throw out there is, will they announce a new IP or maybe even a sequel to something big of theirs that's going to come out this fall? Because they really don't have anything coming out this fall, do they?
Nope. What if they're doing a new Time Splitters game?
Yeah, that would be cool.
I was completely just throwing crap out there, but
sure.
If you played Time Splitters 2, you know how good of a game that was.
It had its perks.
That was a cool game.
So,
but I don't think it's going to be that.
Probably not. So it was just a thought that since they're not having their two big dogs, Watch Dogs, big dogs coming out, assassinating big dogs, coming out this fall, that maybe they'd announce something new or something out of left field like that for this fall at E3.
That would be cool. That would be cool. And if we're just got done talking about Fallout 4 and how little lead time they gave that game, like they announced it and then released it.
Right.
This would be kind of that, if not a little bit less lead time. But it would be cool. It'd be cool if they were like, oh yeah, by the way, we're dropping this in the fall.
It'd be about the same because the Fallout or Bethesda said in June at E3.
Oh, that's true.
November, so
yeah.
I hope more games do that. Anyway,
yeah.
That's better.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool if they were like, yeah, we're dropping this in the fall, and you guys are going to lose your minds.
Right.
And then we would lose our minds.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, and then since we already mentioned the head writer for leaving Mass Effect and the Fallout Season Pass going up March 1st, this will be the last item on the news list, Quantum Break, which was supposed to be the Xbox One exclusive. That's the game that has Iceman from X-Men, I forget his real name, and also the guy, Shawn Ashmore, and also the guy from Game of Thrones that plays Peter. He's in there as well. It's the shooter, the third-person shooter. Again, this is from Remedy, the guys that made Alan Wake. It's a third-person shooter where you can stop time, manipulate time, and it also has a live action aspect to it as well, where the cutscenes are live action in between the gameplay, and what you do in the game affects the cutscenes, and the actual actors that motion captured the characters do the acting in the cutscenes as well. It looks fantastic. I'm really excited about this. Comes out in April, and it was supposed to be an Xbox One exclusive. Well, they announced this last week that it will be a day-and-date release on the PC as well. Not Steam, but through Windows, so Windows 10. People are mad. Real mad. Real mad. And I just wanted to, and I know, Josh, you don't have an Xbox One, but still, if you can put yourself in that position, and then Dave, obviously you do, and I know we talked about this game a little bit, and I'm assuming it's one you're thinking of getting. Does Microsoft saying, yep, it's only for Xbox, to make Xbox appealed to people who want to buy the console for this game. Does them saying, well, now it's also going to be on PC, does that upset you? Does that diminish your investment in the Xbox product? Does that make the Xbox seem less important to the mass public that hasn't already invested in that? Does that make you mad? I'll go with Dave first.
It doesn't make me mad. I consider myself to be an average gamer. Now, I might be, but I don't have every system available to me to play. I have the system that I'll play the most games on, which is the Xbox One. I have a Mac, video editing and photo editing stuff on. I don't really play games on it. I have the Steam app on here, but I don't use it.
Mm-hmm.
Idea of playing games, but I don't do that, and it's, I mean, obviously it's still a Microsoft Mac as well. I mean, it's only on PCs that are. That's what you said, correct?
Right. Yeah, just a Windows PC, no Steam or anything like that.
I mean, and I don't think people that are PC rule supreme, they game on PC. People that like Xbox, they game on Xbox. I don't think people that are PC gamers are like, I want to play so bad, I'm going to buy an Xbox One just to play. I'm going to play the rest of my games on PC.
Right.
I don't see that happen.
Yeah.
I don't know who these people are that are upset. I don't understand.
They're out there.
Is it the Xbox One owners who are feeling like they're getting their exclusivity stepped on?
Right. Yeah. They feel.
I am against. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm honestly against exclusives. I hate exclusives. I wish that, I mean, there's still enough people who choose this, that, or the other without there being exclusives. There's people who are going to buy every system, or I'm sorry, one of every systems, just because on what they like to play more. Ones that are buying more than one because this exclusives, or to be able to. That's I mean, that's the only reason I'm considering getting another console, is because there are a few games that I am not able to play on my Xbox One. And if I get a PS4, which I've been heavily looking into, it's only going to be for games like The Last of Us and Uncharted, and some of these other games, games like Heavy Rain and games like Until Dawn and all that stuff. That they're just, I'm not buying it because I want to compare to I'm not buying it because I have so many other have a PlayStation. It's just, it's for the fact that it's probably going to be a PS4 rather than me holding out for something else. It's because I have a few friends that would like games with me, and they won't buy a console to game with me. They expect me to buy a console to game with them. So that's the only what's going to happen. I'm going to buy that for that reason. I don't think I hate that. I mean, back to the original point, I hate exclusives for that reason. I think it's petty. I understand the purpose and the drive to try to get to sell consoles and stuff, but it's getting ridiculous. Like, it's an exclusive for a year, or just it's just exclusive for a week, or just the DLC gets a special gun, and you don't get it if you have this. It's like, come on, man, really? Yeah. What's the point?
Right.
It's just I mean, I know what the point is, but for gamers, it's not doing anything for us. It's just the extra for them. I understand market-wise why they do it and all that stuff, but
yeah, it doesn't benefit us at all, really.
This just seems like a whiny issue to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's going to affect any money. No money's going to get put back into pockets over this. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's crybabies. That's not it. Why does it matter? What does it matter? You're still gonna buy it. You're still gonna play it and like it, most likely.
Yeah, or you won't.
Yeah.
Josh?
It's the same result. You're gonna get the same result.
Yeah. What do you think, Josh?
I mean, I feel the same way. Like I read an article about this, and they were trying to explain some of the frustrations that Xbox One owners have, and they're saying like, Xbox One owners feel like they're the hardcore fans of this, and like they saw this coming a long time ago, and that was, for some of them, that was part of the reason they bought an Xbox, which I don't think is true. But so like, but again, like Dave said, it seems like the idea, like when you're a little kid and you get a cool toy, and then somebody else gets that same cool toy, and you're like, well, I don't want my toy to have the same thing. Like, I'm not the only one that has this anymore. Like, screw this.
Right.
And if this was reversed and it was like PlayStation and PC, I would be like, cool. Like, more of my friends get to play this game. More people get to play this game. Like, that affects me not in the slightest.
Right.
At all. And like, again, like Dave was saying, like, exclusives don't do gamers any good anyway. And the funny thing is, like, like Dave was saying, I get why they do it, because they're trying to like if there's any little piece of market share that they can take, then they want to take it. But the funny thing is, if everybody just dropped all of this, everybody would be doing just as fine as they are doing, if not better. Like, if everybody was just like, okay, no more exclusives, that's it, that's dumb, then it wouldn't affect any of these companies negatively. Like, but it's one of those things where it's like playing chicken. If one of them says they're not going to do it,
right,
there's no way to prove that the other one's not going to do it and take advantage of the situation. So everybody's going to do it because nobody's going to not do it. It's stupid. I don't know if you have a different opinion or not, but I don't know. Like, I literally cannot fathom why this would be a big deal.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of you. It's like you say. It's like I have this toy, and now that guy has it, and now mine isn't as special anymore. And,
Yeah.
and if I'm the only one that has it, then that's good. But if you're allowed to have it too, then my value in what I have is diminished because now more people can have it. Get off your high horse. Honestly, who are you? You purchased a product that you had zero input in making. You spent money for it, and you know what? Microsoft, they own Xbox. They also own Windows.
Yep.
And a lot of other PC things. So you know what? As a company and as a business, Microsoft's going to go, we could release this only on the Xbox One, which, okay, the only thing I could see you being a little upset about is because they announced that it was an Xbox exclusive from the beginning. And now they're widening that net a little bit. Maybe you're mad because they were dishonest. I mean, if you're mad about the principle and the principles of the company of being a dishonest company, okay, I think you're stretching a little bit, but okay.
Even in that case, it doesn't come off to me as dishonest so much as it comes off as we were able to expand this to another platform.
Exactly. We didn't think we were going to be able to, so we didn't want to say so. But now that we figured out, we can, well, yes, we're going to.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, there's one guy in particular that I've seen on Twitter that is just, he's like, up to this point, he's not, I don't know if I'd call him an Xbox fanboy, but he's definitely a fan of Xbox. And all of a sudden, he is just so angry to the point where he got Phil Spencer to respond to some of his tweets about how dishonest Microsoft is being, and the responses were pretty good. But apparently he does a podcast as well, and I actually went. He had a Google Hangout that he did, and I went and started to listen to one of them. He had like 6 people on there with him, for one, and it was like a 2-hour-long thing, and it didn't have the video. It was just like with Dave when he comes up, it's just his face talking because he's in California. All 6 of them are that way, and it was 2 hours, and they were just whining and complaining about how unfair it is and how they diminish their hardcore fans, and it's like slapping them in the face by giving it to other people. And it's just like, wow, I don't really.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Martin Shkreli. If you've been following the news at all, the pharma bro
Right.
who bought the exclusive rights to that Wu-Tang Clan album,
Mm-hmm.
and is now claiming that he thought he had bought exclusive rights to Kanye's new album,
Yeah.
and he got gypped out of like $15 million. Like, who does that? Like, why do you need that?
Who are you? Who are you?
Yeah.
And then we're talking about a video game. Come on.
Yeah.
So yes, of course, Microsoft's going to put it on as many platforms that they own as possible because that's only going to generate them more money. It's not going to generate them less. And you know what? They're a business. And I would say to this other guy, like that I saw having the biggest issues, that if you could get your podcast in front of more people's faces and into more people's ears, you would do it.
Yep.
You would be no different than Microsoft is, even if you said, well, I'll only ever put my podcast on iTunes. But then if you had a way you could put it on Stitcher or XFM radio or something else, maybe you got to deal with some satellite radio company to put it on, you would do it.
Yep.
Because it'd make you more money. So
and nobody would blame you.
Nope. No one would be upset with you. And if they were, you would say that they were dumb.
Yes.
So you're dumb. Real dumb.
Real dumb.
Stop doing it. All right. So also with that, you're also going to get, if you buy Quantum Break, you also get Alan Wake for free, which is pretty cool. That's a great game. That's a backwards compatible game.
Well, I didn't know that. Like, it comes bundled?
Comes bundled. Right along with it.
Physical and digital?
I believe you get the digital copy of Alan Wake, regardless.
Like, either way you buy it?
Digital. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So, all right. That brings us to. I'm going to skip the next one if you're okay with that, as we're waning on time here.
All right.
We're going to move right into Game Scoop's 20 questions.
People don't get to hear my beautiful voice.
Scoop!
There it is. So, Dave and I have the opportunity. We missed last week because it was just Josh and I, as Dave was traveling out to California. So this week, Josh has the game, and Dave and I will attempt to guess it. So here we go. Dave, why don't you start us off?
Josh,
Yo.
was this game released prior to January 1st, 2000?
Yes.
Have you been listening to Game Scoop lately, Dave or Josh?
No.
No, I haven't.
No, Justin has been asking off-the-wall questions at the very beginning instead of the normal prior to 2000. Like, does this character wear a hat? As question number 1. Just crazy. Anyway. All right, so prior to 2000, Josh, was this game on a Nintendo console?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't hear that.
Nintendo console, yes.
I'm sorry. It's only on a Nintendo
Not only,
console?
but just on a Nintendo.
It's playable on a Nintendo console.
Yes.
Okay. Was this game released prior to January 1st, 1990?
Prior to 1990?
Yes.
No, it was not. It was released after.
Okay, so 90 to 2000. Maybe I should have asked exclusive to Nintendo first because it could still be on other consoles. Josh, is this a Nintendo exclusive?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so it's on the Super Nintendo or the N64, right?
Yeah. When was the GameCube? Was the GameCube in there too, though?
A response. Did somebody say anything to me?
Is the GameCube in there as well? Between Super Nintendo and 64 or after 64? That was after 64.
I can't remember.
That was after 64.
It's definitely after 64.
Yeah, and after.
Yeah.
But it still might have been before 2000. But anyway.
Well, I know they were still making N64 games after 2000. So were they still making N64 while they were making GameCube?
It's possible. I'm not sure
I
on the
guess it is
timing.
possible. Most likely it is. It's not.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it my question?
It is.
Josh, is this game um, do you play as a human?
No.
No. Okay.
What was the answer?
No.
No.
I saw you mouth. Okay, no, okay.
Is this game? Is this a 3D environment game? Like a my example would be like a Mario 64, like a 3D type game.
3D platformer, or just a 3D game in general?
Just a 3D game in general. Have to think about that one a lot.
So there's still
yes or
not
no
an answer?
question. It's hard to make that a yes or no question. I would say not as sophisticated as.
Wait, Chad, would that be a polygon?
Polygonal?
Or whatever, polygonal?
I guess I just want to. Maybe I'm just asking the wrong way. I should ask. I basically want to know if it's like a side scroller or a like a James Bond. Even James Bond game would be, GoldenEye would be a 3D game. Let me scratch that and let me change it and make it a little bit easier. Although I'm kind of cheating because you said not.
Well, he never said yes or no or answered it.
Yeah, he just said not as sophisticated, so it was kind of a no, but a qualified no.
Oh.
So I won't ask another one. I'll just say, so 3D game, not really. Is that fair, Josh, or would you say yes?
I would say 3D-ish.
Okay.
That's a hard one to answer. I would say I think polygonal. We're stepping outside the bounds of yes and no answers, but I think polygonal is more the way to describe it.
Okay.
Josh.
To me, it's still 3D-ish, but yeah, Dave.
Josh.
Yes.
Do you play as a primate?
A primate? No.
I
had to remember what that was.
Donkey Kong he was going for, right?
Yeah. No. You don't. No, you don't.
Okay.
Okay. Should we narrow down the console, Dave? Would that help us? Or are we assuming it's 64?
64, but it's either that or it's Super NES.
So
that's why I kind of went with Donkey Kong, which could go either way.
Right.
Um,
Josh, is this game on the Nintendo 64?
No.
Okay.
So what game they would have been somewhat considered revolutionary? Maybe not revolutionary would be the word, but they would be more of the Super NES games then.
Mm-hmm.
If it was on a Super NES, maybe it does somehow slip GameCube.
Hmm.
I mean, we don't play as a human,
right?
So,
or a primate.
Either an animal or you play as a vehicle.
Yeah, like Pilot Wings. That was kind of a 3D polygonal. Your question.
Do we want to just ask if it was on the Super Nintendo?
That's fine.
Is that a safe bet?
No, not necessarily. I think you can ask that.
Josh, was this released on the Super NES?
Yes.
Okay. So this will be question 10 here. Josh, are you in?
What do we?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, are you in a vehicle, or are you a vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Your vehicle, Dave.
I
immediately think Pilot Wings.
And it's
I
a
don't know
design that is. Well, what happened?
I said I think Pilot Wings
I
comes to
didn't
my
hear
mind.
what that. I just heard.
Pilot
I've
Wings
never
comes to
played
my
Pilot.
mind. No, okay. You got like hang gliders, and you had to fly them through rings, and then airplanes.
You know what? I kind of understand. I kind of something like that, but I don't remember it enough to.
Yeah.
But as I'm talking about it, I do kind of. If isn't that just basically a big giant like obstacle game, like you had to fly through rings and collect.
Yep. That is correct.
How could we ask something to narrow it down to that?
You could ask if you fly in it.
Do you fly in this game, Josh?
Yes.
Oh boy. How else can we narrow it down?
This is, I mean, this is not. We've already done Star Fox. Is it? I mean, could we be repeating?
Did we? Yeah,
we did.
Be
repeating one.
No, he wouldn't.
I'm almost positive we. Okay. I mean, because that also fits in there.
True.
I mean, technically you're a fox, but you're never out of your plane. You're always the plane in Star Fox.
Right.
And it's on the SNES, and it's a weird design.
I'm trying to think of a way that we can narrow that down more without. Tell Isaac not to text me. Seriously, Isaac? Kidding me? Okay.
What's Isaac?
He just texts my name, Chet. Okay, so for flying, it's on NES. How can I narrow? I can't know how to narrow it down. Can you fly in a hang glider in this game, Josh?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's it. You got it.
Pilot Wings.
You got it a long time ago too.
What? I don't know why it came to mind. Go ahead. Ask me it. Question 13.
Josh Owens.
Yes.
This game that was exclusive to the Super NES upon release, and possibly because I can't remember that you fly. It was this game called. Is it? What'd you say, Chad? Pilot Wings?
Yeah. Right.
Is this game Pilot Wings?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Chad.
What question did I say that on? Like, did you?
It was like 10.
Josh? Nice.
Yeah.
The question 10.
Right around there.
I figured you guys would get this one. I didn't think you would get it in 13 questions.
Yeah, we man, I don't know how we narrowed it down so quickly, but getting into Nintendo right away was helpful.
Yep.
Then getting into Super Nintendo fairly early was helpful, and then it was just that polygonal one did help though, like the 3D game.
Mm-hmm.
That was I don't know why I asked that. Boy, you haven't really done that before.
Yeah, it's like so looking back, the first if you even want to call it 3D polygonal game that Nintendo helped produce was called X. It released on the Game Boy. It was like a wireframe 3D kind of thing. The first true 3D polygonal game that Nintendo developed was Star Fox. And then this was produced using that same type of technology.
That game was fun. I felt like I was playing
Star
a flying
Fox.
sim, even though it wasn't.
Star Fox was produced using a perfected version of this technology because Star Fox came after this. So like this was still like early stages of it. They hadn't really nailed it down.
Yeah.
And then Star Fox was produced using like actual 3D polygon graphics with the Super FX graphics acceleration coprocessor.
That's cool. Very cool. Well done. That was fun. So I'm waiting for the time where we guess the game early like that, and we're way off. We're just wrong. Hasn't happened
Like
yet.
everything lines up, and then you're just like way off. It wasn't that at all.
Yeah.
Also, it is playable on the Virtual Console, on the Wii and the Wii U.
Cool. All right. I'm going to mention one last thing. This has nothing to do with anything we've talked about the entire time. But did you guys see Episode 8 of Star Wars started filming?
I saw that, and they're jerks
And
because it's like here's a teaser, and
see you in 2 years.
All they did was the last couple seconds, and they're like, okay, it's a wrap. Yay!
Yeah.
They're like, we'll see you guys in a very long time from now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway. Alrighty. Well,
Man.
I think
I'm glad that Episode 8 is starting with Luke saying.
Luke saying what? I bet that was really good, and we didn't catch it.
Yeah.
But it's in the audio. So.
No, it's you guys are gonna think it's cluster now. All I said was I'm glad that Episode 8 is starting. Luke saying nothing like he did at the end of Episode 7. Spoilers.
He just doesn't talk anywhere in the entire series from now on.
He's mute. That's what happened to him. He lost his vocal cords.
Yeah. Guys, listen. Thanks for listening. And thanks to everyone who supports us, whether in thoughts and prayer form or in a more literal, useful, I shouldn't say more useful, more practical sense. And that is, of course, I'm referring to Patreon by saying that. And Patreon, if you don't know, is a virtual tipping and rewards website. And you can go on there, and what that does is you can search us, South Dakota Gamer, or you can just do patreon.com/South Dakota Gamer, and you'll find us. And then you can click a button on there, and what that does is that lets you take your old dusty dollars that are way back in the junk drawers of your cabinets, and you can get that out, and you don't even have to dust it off. You can just give that right to us, and we'll still use it. So you don't have to get rid of it by throwing it away or something. And so in order to thank you for that, what we want to do is we want to set you up with some rewards, and we have different tiers to do that. So the first tier that we've got is $1, and that gets you a verbal thank you / shout out on the show, and we are very thankful from the very bottom of our hearts. We have a $5 tier, and that lets you promote anything you want to promote on our show, as long as it's appropriate. So if you got a podcast, you got music, you got a business, you got whatever, just if you just want us to promote you, we'll do that. And then we have a $10 tier, and that guarantees you, along with all the rewards from the other tiers, a 1-hour gaming session each and every week with the host or hosts of your choice. And that's a cool thing. I've been playing lots of Rocket League with Paco.
Cool.
It's a cool way to get to connect with you guys, and we like to get feedback and chat and play games, obviously, because that's what the podcast is all about. So take advantage of some of those if you haven't already. I sounded like a drunk person when I said that last sentence, but I'm going to roll with it. Take advantage of it if you want to.
It's okay.
We have a couple people that have taken advantage of some of our tiers on Patreon.
What are their names?
The first one, his name is Evan, our very first Patreon supporter.
Oh, Evan.
And Evan is on our $5 tier. And Evan has told us that he doesn't have anything that he wants to promote necessarily. He just wants to support the show because he likes what we're doing. Did you hear my burp? I tried to stifle it.
Nope.
You made it. Well, I just called attention to it now. I burped, and I tried to make it quiet. And I'm sorry, Evan. I'm sorry, Evan, that I did it during your little shout out time. So anyway, Evan's our first Patreon supporter. We're very grateful, and he doesn't have anything to promote. He just wanted to do the $5 tier because he's a generous guy and he likes what we do, and we're very grateful. Thank you, Evan. On the $10 tier, we've got Mr. Jake Steele, aka Paco, and he would like us to give a shout out to his friend's candle company, the East Coast Candle Co. Hand poured soy candles. You can look them up at eastcoastcandleco.com. And if you like burning things, and if you like things that smell good, then you can set yourself up with a real nice situation in this case. And you can be, I guess, kind of the environment by burning a soy candle instead of a wax candle.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that why people make soy candles?
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. And Paco as well has been playing some Rocket League with me. I said, before that, I felt bad. I put him off a couple times and wasn't able to get back to him. But we played a little bit of Rocket League. My girlfriend's friends were in town the other day. And so her friend's boyfriend, Steve, myself, and Paco played some Rocket League.
Cool.
Steve caught on real quick, had never played before. Was pretty good, a lot better than I was when I first started playing. So I was a little bit mad at him for that, but that's okay. So we played a little bit of that, and then we also have the always lovely and wonderful Cecilia on the $10 tier, and she's gotten her gaming in with me as well. Yeah, just gaming. And she doesn't have anything that she wants us to promote other than the fact that she's a wonderful, caring, beautiful person. So thank you, seriously, guys, from the bottom of our hearts. You have covered our hosting costs completely for the podcast,
which is fantastic.
And that's awesome. Chad said it before, but that's the first time in a year, ever since we started, that we have gotten enough out of this to cover hosting, which is cool because Chad's been paying for that out of his pocket ever since we started.
Thank you so much. I love you very much.
Yeah, so Chad appreciates that. Also, guys, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com. South Dakota Gamer. We are also on Twitter at South Dakota Gamer, correct?
Dakota Gamer.
And S Dakota Gamer. And guys, we have t-shirts for sale. You should check those out. We have a link on our Facebook page. And if you got a few spare seconds, if you just want to head over to the good old iTunes, and if you want to just leave the most kind, eloquent review that you have ever left for anything in the history of ever, you should do that for our podcast. And what that'll do is that'll help people find us and enjoy us as much as you do, because you do. So we would consider that a deep, lasting personal favor, and we would be forever in your debt. And we would appreciate it so much. But that's all I got. That's all the things I need to say. That was a lot, but
thank you, Josh.
That's all I have.
Well said. Well articulated, sir.
Thanks.
All right. Well, that'll do it for episode number 53 of the South Dakota Gamer Podcast for Josh, Dave, and myself. See you next time.
Bye.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.